righty. Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode number 211. We are reviewing the 149th episode of the series, Light Fates to Rain. And sad news, the 59 and goes through about 362. Basically finished adapting book 36 of the manga. So, we pick up at the last episode where basically Todoroki is, well, trying to strangle Bakuto. Deku was seen briefly in this episode, still flying, and he's still on his way there. He takes his sweet time getting there. Yeah, it takes a long freaking time to get there. So, Bakuto basically is saved by the big three, the return of Miro in this season. Yeah, the first time he actually appeared this season. Yeah, so we see him basically get a chance to fight Todoroki, apparently because his attack someone can actually get close to him to go out being seriously hurt, while Nezutron and Sun did their own things. We even see the backstory of kind of how Nezutron first met Sun Eater, where she had to be very, very friendly and pointed to people's quirks, like pointed some stuff interesting about them. And people were weird about her until she met Sun Eater and then met Miro. And they're just really good friends, despite the fact she's very beautiful. And I'm sure I don't think Sun has a thing for her. I don't know who has. Basically, she's very much basically like an idol for the whole school. And yeah, they're basically like, once it's all over and we rebuild the school, because they do mention the episode the school is damaged. So let's have the principal give us a big, humongous graduation party. Graduation. So they take a fight with Todoroki. They launch a big, humongous attack on him. And it doesn't work. Despite the fact you have to eat a whole lot of food, and it doesn't work. Bastionis tries to help out, but Bakuto launches a big, humongous explosion, which also damages his heart. Yes. And I was shocked the fact this happens, but an absolute fantastic episode. I gotta say, probably the big three I spotlight to their voice actors, Rico, Lindsay Seidel, and I don't remember who voiced it here, but they did a great job this episode, especially, I like Nezutron's little backstory they showed this episode. I like that. I mean, some people might think of her as, basically, very similar to Ochaku, because they both have very similar faces. Well, I'm sure that her face is based off Ochaku, yes. The writer himself doesn't confirm this at all, but I'm sure it probably is. Even her hairstyle is very similar to Ochaku's, except she's got blue hair compared to Ochaku, who is a brunette. But great episode overall. Now, to discuss the final chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 430, confirmed by the writer himself. This will be the final chapter, and here it is. I had heard it was coming up this. I didn't expect it to be the first week of the month that we end this amazing manga. This manga publishing for 10 years, and I've only reviewed the past 6. And now, let's talk about this final chapter. I do have issues with this particular chapter. Here we go. By the way, the chapter is called My Hero Academia. First, we have basically everybody cheering on Deku, and this 2-page cover spread. And then we go to the main chapter, where apparently it's revealed in this chapter that, though the anime is kind of hinted at this, the narrator of the whole series, that basically Deku is narrated in the very beginning. And also Kota has become a student, and Deku is now a teacher. Yep, Deku is a teacher now. So they show what happened after the events of, well, what happened before. We see class members basically trying to pass classes. We see Mount Lady is still around, with, of course, their boyfriend. Tentacruel basically is just accepting a war because there's various highlights to this stuff, and also the embers of the All For One are completely gone. So basically, Deku, for the first time since chapter 4 of the manga, is quirkless. Yep. And that kind of basically happens, of course, jumping 8 years later, where we see that new students have gotten to class 1A. Basically, I think it's a different school. It's not the UA. It looks different. And, well, we see that apparently Himasi basically has become for an engineering firm. And the Dragon Hero became a doctor. Yes, the Dragon Hero became a doctor. And apparently, Gentle Criminal and La Brava, well, they started their own company. Yes, and it's kind of confirmed these two are an official couple now. Yeah, then we see. And we see this new kid, like he's like something, and of course sees the All Might statue. First year, and then we see Tentacle, where he's accepted a prize for basically fighting against discrimination. Mentioned about the uprising, and of course we see an older Ochaku. Yes, a slightly older Ochaku. Yes, her hair is growing a little bit longer. Frappe looks virtually the same, except that her hair is a little bit longer. But Ochaku looks a tad older. Yet for some reason they had Ochaku and Frappe grow her hair a little bit longer. Momo looks virtually the same. So I would say, and Jenny got a little upgrade to his suit. Also, Eraserhead grew his hair out. Yep. And of course, Bakuto basically is like, "Who's you get on my face? I ain't your entertainment, wanna die, pal?" Yeah, it's so funny. It's basically him. Yeah, and of course, Shudo's getting his own, being his own hero. Having a quirkless, and of course, then we see walking, and of course, see various students. He basically picks up a student who fell over, was playing a game, and of course, well, that's how you did. Yep. Yeah, you could be a hero. And you think that's the end, we're like going to school, but nope. Basically, all my basically jumps like, "You're late, kid." I would have mentioned the airport of a no. Yes, All Might. Yes, still kicking. And we can see his freaking eyes. I'm guessing because I think it was hinted in the main series that he was probably in his 50s. So I'm guessing he must be 60 now. So basically, while he apparently was out of the country, he apparently developed a brand new suit for Deku so he can resume his activities as a superhero. So it gives like he's not at work, but he has gadgets now. Leave in action. Like all that power, you also, yeah, and then of course like, oh, he also Miro's become number one hero. And then it's like, let's tell how we all came out in this wonderful 2-page spread, and that's the series. Yep. Problems with this chapter. Number one, we don't exactly confirm exactly what, like, okay, Ochaku was touring elementary schools. Okay. Did she and Deku get together? Unknown. We don't know if anybody became couples. Yeah, it's, you don't confirm this Gentle Criminal and La Brave, which we already knew that. Yeah, we already knew that. I do find it interesting that these two started their own gel company. Okay, fine. But I'm sure if the anime ever adapts this chapter, there's going to be a bunch of expansions. Oh my gosh, there's going to be a bunch of expansions in this chapter. It's not a terrible chapter per se, but I do kind of like it. Final thoughts on the manga. First of which, let me show something that I've never done for the series. All 38 volumes of My Hero Academia. I'm not going to basically detail all the chapters per se, but I do own pretty much all the ones released here in the United States. I don't know if any were released in Japan yet, but here we go. Here's volume 1. Okay. Alright. Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. And by the way, it took me some time to collect all these books. I originally got this book series about 6 years ago. And it took me about 2 or 3 years to collect the whole series. Volume 6. Volume 7. Volume 8. Volume 9. Volume 10. 11. Yes, there's more. 12. I'll fix this later. 13. 14. Yes, some of these volumes did show up for in the previous episode because of the Lemons reference here. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. I love this volume. It feels like a movie poster. This one. Probably by far one of my favorite covers for the entire series. Oh, and also, on the spines, every single class member, at least heroes, are on the spines of these books. Volume 21. Volume 22. 23. Actually, that was, that one's actually 24. This is 23. 25. 26. 27. 'And we're almost done here. 28. 29. Those of you who knows this picture here, for a little bit when I was reading the manga, I just kept this picture here. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36 is right here. And 37, 38. And that's all the volumes. Now, I love reading this series. It's a great read. Yes, it is basically a different style because it's manga. And it's read from right to left, even though normally people here read stuff from left to right. And I'm glad Viz Media basically translated that way. There are some I have seen where they attempt to do the actual style you should be reading in the US. They did it for Hellsing, Dark Horse for Hellsing, and Blade of the Immortal, that wasn't really badly, but an absolute fantastic manga. Not a bad chapter. The anime basically was something else altogether, but with this will be the last episode discussing the manga. Well, the main series anyways. I will be to continue discussing the team-ups whenever they come out. Yes, if team-up volume comes out, I will be discussing that one. You might be thinking, well, discuss Vigilantes. No, I have no immediate plans to discuss Vigilantes. I'm kind of hoping that be depth for an anime. Maybe when they finish the season up, before they get to, like, the last stuff, maybe it might adapt Vigilantes. Who knows? I think it's good for adaptation. But it's very sad to see the series go. After 10 years as manga publishing, and I got into it like about 3 years after the series started. Yep. But yeah, not much else to say about the manga. The manga is fantastic. Check it out. But starting next week, unless of course we get a new volume release for the team-ups, there will be no more new manga to discuss for My Hero, unless of course that the creator decides to expand upon his ending. Which I kind of think they did mention also in the chapter that new villains are, the rise of villains is not happening as much. It's basically gone down. There's not much new villains popping up. Which, maybe it's a crime-free world. It's possible. It might be interesting for the creator to do like a world of peace. Kind of. Similar to the way they do with Boruto. Yes, but I kind of would like to reveal find out if some of his characters end up together. Like, you who's absent this chapter, like, Earjack is not here, Kaminari is not here, Red Riot is not here. I'd say some of the characters are here, but not all of them. I kind of wish more were, but maybe there was not enough time to. Maybe. Okay, so that's pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the like button. I have time just to do this one video here, and I probably call it because I may, who knows, I may be calling to work tomorrow. If I don't work tomorrow, which that's a possibility, well, basically expect Gokaiger tomorrow, along with the last two anime we discussed that's been released. But I'm glad I got this one done. So next anime, first one will be tomorrow, will be One Piece. Yes. But until I see you all next video, which will be Comic Corner.